I know that you're probably thinking, am I correct? Is Ashley back with new podcasts? And you would be totally correct, I guess. I had a lisp there for a second with my retainers and it threw me off. But I'm back, baby. I have nothing else to do. You know, when you're quarantined in your house because your favorite restaurant's closed and you can't go to the gym and the only place you can go is the grocery store, you start thinking about things that you can do to pass the time and grow your business. And I was like, you know what? It's time to bring the podcast back. It's time to bring the podcast back. You need it. I need it. My phone's slipping. There's a lot happening, but we are back and we're ready to talk about anything and everything and let you listen and hopefully enjoy and me not have to yell at the dogs in the middle of the podcast, because let's face it, that's what happens 99% of the time. So I guess really this podcast is just going to be me catching you up on a bunch of stuff. I really haven't been up to much different. Still have my business. We've moved over to Etsy now. So you can find us on Etsy at You, Me, and Benny. We still do YouTube. We still, post on our blog. We don't blog as much, but we still do it. We're still there. Some days, you might miss us for a few weeks, but we come back. We hang out when we want. I have Invisalign now, so you're probably gonna hear me lisp, and that's why. But I'm trying to get my teeth straight. So you got to do what you got to do. So my S's may sound funny, but my teeth are getting straighter. So, maybe one day I'll stop saying so all the time. Because right now I'm just now realizing how many times I've said it in the 57 seconds I've been talking. God help us all. I'm going to replace it with So, I feel like I should put $1 in a jar every time I say so or but I don't have $1 and I don't have a jar. So I guess that's just going to be, you're just going to have to suffer through it. I don't know. I'll have to think of something. I have to think of something funny. Like every time I say it, I'll have to do this or make a video about that. I don't really know. I don't know. But no, really not much has changed. Just not podcasting, really. We got really into it there for a while, and then my computer decided to start making these really funny noises, and I was just recording my podcast on my MacBook. So I was doing that, and everything was working fine, and we had 15, 20 episodes or whatever, and then it started making these sounds where it was like clicking almost. It was like, or maybe like a possessed person. Like it would be like kind of like The Grudge. Like when they're like it wasn't that terrifying, but it kind of made like clicking, grudgy kind of noises, and that's all you could hear, right? So like sometimes you could hear my space heater when I was cold and I just didn't want to turn it off. And I was like, you guys are just going to have to live with that. This noise was terrible, and I didn't want anyone to have to live with that. So that's why we quit. And then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to revamp it and start from the beginning. So that's why this one's named Awkward First Podcast 2, because I deleted everything. I think if you still have my podcast saved to your iTunes, I think you'll still be able to listen to them for a little bit. I think they might disappear. I don't really know, because I deleted my podcast from my library so I could make sure I couldn't search for it. But I do know that before that I could still listen to my old podcast, so I don't really know. But they're completely off SoundCloud, completely off Spotify. I'm gonna have to put everything back on there. You might listen to it on Anchor at first, and then you might transfer to iTunes or wherever, Spotify, wherever you listen. But I know at first they will not be on there. But if you're catching this late, then you might be listening on iTunes, and that's amazing because that's the goal. But yeah, I was like, let's just start over. There's no point in trying to like revamp but keep my old stuff, because this is going to be new, it's going to be fun, we're going to do some cool stuff, hopefully not have the dogs barking in it like I said before. I've got some ideas. I'm even thinking like trying to get my husband to be a part of it, but he's severely not interested. And if you're listening, I'm not talking trash because you don't care to be in this at all. He's like, I'll listen, but I don't want to be in it. And I'm like, no, but sometimes I need you. And he's like, I don't think so. I mean, honestly, I'm just trying to make everything fun, especially with everything that's going on right now. Like I'm recording this on March 20th. You know, there's a lot happening in the world. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of fear. So I'm just trying to kind of come back at a time where people need funny. And I'm not saying that I'm a comedian by no means, but I'm not scared to laugh at myself or tell funny stories or, you know, make a fool of myself or whatever. And I think that just kind of like the lightheartedness of the show and kind of what we were before and what we're going to be now, people would like that. And of course, I'm not going to be for everybody, and that's fine. But the people that do, you know, want to listen, I want to be there for them and make you laugh or whatever. You know, you can be like, this girl is cray cray, or oh my gosh, she's funny, or whatever. And that's fine. That's all I need. I just need to try to be there to lighten the load, make you laugh, make you smile, whatever. That's really what I'm about, you know? That's what I'm here for. That's the You, Me, and Benny brand, I guess. We're just here to try to make everything better, and that's what we do. Like, if you've ever watched our YouTube, or we've even got TikTok now, which I don't really know how to work it, but we've got it, and we do stuff on there. I mean, it's there if you want to look, but you don't have to because it's kind of awful. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm not going to say that our TikTok is good because it's something else. But that, you know, we're trying to make you laugh. And if it does, then that's awesome, because our TikTok really is more of the dogs than anything. You know, nobody wants to see me try to dance. So we just do funny stuff with the dogs. There are a few of me on there, but not enough. Or well, not enough. Not, what am I looking for? What am I trying to say? Not too many. There are enough of me. We don't need any more of those. There's not enough of the puppy dogs who are sleeping and being so good right now. So apparently I have to record my podcast in the morning when they're tired, because when I used to record them, it was just a circus. Like, Benny would be barking, or Cash would be scratching constantly, and his little name tag would jingle. So if I record them in the morning when they're tired and they're both asleep, this is obviously the way to go. So now that we've got that figured out, we've got our timing, I'm not on TikTok as a person, but my dogs are. YouTube, I don't even know what else. We've gotten into 3D printing, so that's interesting. I got one for Christmas. It's not like a big, big expensive one, but it does the job. It gets the job done, so it's pretty cool. I've made some cool stuff. Like today I made a bee hotel, whatever they're called, and they're pretty cool looking. My mom wanted one, so she ordered one, and it's pretty cool. I'm like, if I wasn't scared of bees, I would make one myself, but I am, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. I've literally been sitting here for like 10 minutes waiting on this train to pass, and I promise you, if it starts to honk its horn in the middle of this recording, I'm going to start screaming. So if like I just suddenly start yelling, it's because there's a train. It will not. I'm like, the town that I live in is, you know, it's kind of like a long town instead of like wide, if that makes sense. But it's like I can hear the train as soon as it gets into town, maybe even before that. And I'm like, I don't even know why I can still hear you. But that's just a little update on the train situation. If you remember from my previous podcast, that was also an issue. And it's like I only do podcasts when my windows are open, apparently. So that's even better. Gonna get a lot of trains, dogs barking, lisps. I mean, do you guys really have a lot to look forward to? We'll probably talk about ghosts again, because I'm always trying to talk about ghosts. We'll talk about scary movies. How I should probably stop picking topics with the letter S in it, because I keep hearing myself and how like lispy I am because of my retainer. So that's super fun. We'll talk about dog stuff, people stuff, real life stuff, funny stuff. I mean, it's going to be a mixed bag, because as you know, I am not, I don't have celebrity friends. So unless I suddenly get famous, you're going to get to hear from me and my regular friends, my normal friends, my super not into this husband, and whoever else I guess wants to be a part of it. And also what we're going to do this time around, if you're still listening and you want to be like a part of the podcast, like say you don't want to be in it, but you want to sponsor an episode, what I'll do is if you donate something, and I'm not like sitting here going, oh my gosh, you should, but if you want to, what I'll do is like make a little thing like at the beginning and the end saying like, this episode was sponsored by You, Me, and Benny. This is what they do. This is who they are. You should check them out, blah, 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 blah. Because then it kind of helps get your name out there too. Along with, letting people come find you. If you have a small business, if you are making a book, whatever you want to do. If you want to sponsor an episode, you're more than welcome. I'm not asking for like any specific like amount. Like if you want to donate $1, $1 million, that's up to you. I will still sponsor you no matter what, because I like supporting other people, and I think it's cool when people support me. So if I put good out there and I try to help you, then people will hear you and me, and it'll help us both, and it'll be awesome. So with that being said, this has been Awkward First Podcast Part 2. And I'm glad that you're back. I'm glad that we're back. We're going to get it going. No barking dogs. New intro song. I don't know if you noticed. We have a new intro. It's not me going, this podcast is brought to you by, because I know that I sound so weird. I can talk to you all day, make a podcast all day, and be myself. If I have to sit here and tell you, this podcast is made by me and my dogs, I sound like such a boring robot. It is insane. So I was like, we're just going to use the song for our YouTube intro because it's better that way. It's just better that way. So thank you for listening to our Awkward First Podcast Part 2. If you have any questions, you can find us on Facebook. You can email us, youmeandbenny@gmail.com. We're on YouTube, Etsy, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we will bark at you later. Goodbye.